Your next port of call is to find a suitable candidate. Now, there are numerous ways you can do this, and I'd now like to talk through a few ways that this can be best done. There are numerous job boards on the market with an extensive database of millions of candidates offering a CV search facility. It is best to use the services of a CV database within your niche market. With the increased numbers of CV databases coming onto the market, the cost of using these services are becoming ever more competitively priced, especially when you compare it with the money that can be generated from using a job board. CV databases are a great way to gain access to millions of candidates from all sectors. It's quick and easy to search the database to find staff that match your roles. You can of course use social media platforms to source candidates. Depending on which industry or country you are in, you can access millions of CVs. There are LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, not forgetting search engines such as Google, Bing and Yahoo for candidate leads on the internet. Nowadays, the vast majority of search engines have CV databases with hundreds of thousands of candidates to choose from. And we have a training program specifically designed to show you how to use social media sites to source potential candidates for your business. Facebook, many people set up their own Facebook pages separate to their profiles that advertise the fact that they're looking for a job. There are also job hunting groups that you can look through that will give you access to a great pool of potential candidates. People tend to join these groups when they're actively looking for a job, so it's best to find ones that are tailored to the role you're hiring for. Look out for keywords in the group's names, such as recruitment or sales or business management, etc. Twitter. When people are job hunting, they tend to talk or tweet about it. So always search sites like Twitter for people who might be talking about their job hunt. Plus, you can follow people who might have jobs to offer. Use Twitter search to look for people who have twittered relevant job offers in the past and follow them to see if it will happen again. Notice any keywords in common and then search on them also. Also, watch how people have reacted to those offers. Search more keywords to find conversations among other industry professionals and follow them too. LinkedIn. LinkedIn works in a similar way to Facebook in that you can track people who are job hunting by browsing groups that have been named or tagged with job hunting keywords. Again, you need to target your search by keywords that specify the industry that you're currently sourcing candidates in. It's no use looking in groups for graduates if you're wanting a company director. On LinkedIn, some people choose to link to their other profiles too. So if they have other social networks linked up on there, it might be worth taking note. Sometimes, depending on the role, approaching someone via another network may work better. Industry meetups and events. Depending on what industry you're hiring for, there may be a wealth of industry meetups, networking and conferences happening in your town or city. Use the website meetup.com to find them and see if you can attend any yourself. It's a great way to meet people in person, and although not everyone will be looking for a new role or opportunities, they may not frown at the suggestion. It's always worth asking, just in case they are, and simply need a gentle nudge to do so. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. These meetups will be full of industry folk too, so be sure to do your research on who is going and who you might expect to meet. It makes such a huge difference then going in with no information or prior knowledge, and you look much more prepared and professional. Student websites and forums. Students are always on the lookout for jobs, and so make up a large and very enthusiastic bunch when it comes to candidates. If you're recruiting for a junior role or even mid-level role, keep a graduate or student in mind for it. There are plenty of offline forums where students congregate and discuss job openings and job hunting tactics. Get involved on those forums and start building those relationships. Take a look at the university websites too and find out whether they have any job advertising space on their sites, or if they have any internal student job search features. If so, you can ask for a selection of candidates for a role you're currently recruiting for. A tried and tested means of building your database of candidates is by asking every candidate you speak to within your niche industry if they know of anyone who might be looking for employment and take down their details. It's a process where one contact leads to another, and so on. All along the way you're collecting contact details and CVs for potential candidates who may or may not fit the immediate job that you're working on. Now it's time to prepare your search. Before you start your search, it's good to first identify the key skills that are required for the job and to plan your search. You want to use your time judiciously, as it can be quite time-consuming sourcing CVs, so much so that recruitment agencies have resources on board specifically to do this task. In the training program we will show you how this works and how you can use outsourced services at a fraction of the cost of hiring staff here in the UK. You do not want to be picking up a dull axe and taking a huge swing. If you just take the time to think of ways in which you can develop some semblance of a search strategy and experiment with different searches, sharpening your axe so to speak, you can get relevant results much quickly. You should spend at least 5 to 10 minutes thinking about and preparing your search strategy. When you have successfully sourced a candidate, before you send through the job specification to them, make sure you top and tail the job spec by removing the company's name and their contact details. Sadly, some candidates are quite devious and will contact the client directly and cut you out of the equation. Do not overanalyze CVs, as you could quite easily fall into the trap of paralysis by analysis. Firstly, the chances are that the people you are trying to find and recruit are not professional CV writers. Whether they are software engineers, lawyers, physical therapists, project managers, or company directors, they are not an expert in CV writing. So they may not have included information relevant to the vacancy you're working on. Worse still, some candidates have errors in their CVs that you'll have to get them to amend before forwarding it to clients. In fact, some of the things people put on their CV or cover letters, it beggars belief that they think that it will lead to them getting an interview, let alone being offered the job.